Welcome everyone. My name is Terry. I'm a volunteer with AME located up in Canada. On behalf of AME, I would like to say thank you so much for joining us and taking part in this 36th annual conference. As you all know, it is virtual, and the conference team has put together some tips just for you to make sure you have the best experience. Let's go. Internet connections. With everything being virtual, it is important to have a decent connection to get the most of the experience. There will be two interfaces for the conference. One is a Crowd Compass application, and if you've been to the conference in the last several years, you'll already be familiar with the mobile application. But to maximize this conference experience, we're going to be providing a browser-based version of this application. This acts as an interface to access all the different events, all the communications, all the networking, and the events themselves are going to be available through the second tool, which is Zoom. Live presentations will happen on Zoom. After any session has been completed, provided the presenter has allowed us to record, it will then be available to you on demand on the Crowd Compass application. Now back to our original topic, your internet connection, and more technically the available bandwidth. This is your connection to the tools of the conference. As we get closer to the conference, make sure your Windows or Mac updates have been installed, make sure your browser is up to date, and update your Zoom client desktop application. If you don't have this yet, just head on over to zoom.us, go into the top right hand corner under Resources, click on Download Zoom Client, install, and you're ready to go. That should eliminate any issues with the applications. Just be mindful to close other applications that use a lot of resources if you don't have a fast computer. Now, bandwidth. We all want it, but sometimes we just don't get enough. Bandwidth is a finite resource provided to you by your internet service provider. If you share your connection with others in your home, or you don't have a great connection, the following should help you out. To give you a good indication of the capacity of your connection, you can try going to speedtest.net and see what your connection is at that time. If you're in the 1 to 3 megabits per second or greater on the upload or download, you shouldn't have any issues. If your connection is less than 1 megabits per second, this is where you might start finding some issues with your connection during the conference. If this is the case, try closing your internet browser when you're using Zoom. Close anything else that might use the connection, like email applications or background storage backups for photos and video. All right, so if you're still having issues, what you can do is you can turn off your camera and mute the audio in Zoom when you're not actually talking. This should actually help quite a bit and use up a lot less resources, especially on the upload. Turning off any other streaming devices that might be sharing the connection will also help. Things like Netflix, Disney+. Those are going to have a lot of drain. So if you have a weak connection, unfortunately, I would strongly recommend turning off those devices. Finally, if all else fails and you're having issues, first day of the conference, you don't have time to go get your computer fixed or got a new computer, please consider the one final option that we do have available, and that's mobile. Just keep in mind that doesn't matter if it's iOS or Android, this is going to consume data. If you still have a Wi-Fi connection, fantastic. Please take advantage of that. If you try using your data plan, both applications can, especially the Zoom application when you're streaming video and audio, definitely can consume quite a bit of data. So please keep that in mind if you don't have a really good data plan. But in the end, we all want you to enjoy, so please stay safe and enjoy the conference.